Hello people, and today I'm going to be talking about the fediverse. What is the fediverse? So, you might have heard of this website called Mastodon. So let's just go and like Mastodon social. And you see it as called out as an alternative to Twitter. Now, let's be real, Mastodon's alright. I mean, it's not great. Well, it's fine. It's not owned by, that guy who owns Twitter. But it's definitely kind of lacking. The design's a bit dull. Like, I'm not a fan of modern UI designs, but this is just sort of dull, not exciting. But yeah. So the Fediverse is a collection of all different types of social medias. So any platform, as long as it's using a standard called ActivityPub, you can communicate with each other. So I can go on here, go on to Logro at pixelfed.social on here. I'll explain this in a bit, and it will appear right here. And if I hit follow on here, we'll go into my pixelfed. It should appear in a sec. If I go on my profile, maybe it'll appear. Okay, maybe not. We'll see in a bit. But there are all sorts of different things. So it's not just like groups of Twitter alternatives, although there's quite a few Twitter alternatives. So you've got Mastodon, of course, right here. It's alright, as I say, it's not the best, I don't think. You've got Kalki. Now, if I'm being honest, I'm not really a fan of modern UI design, but this is a lot better than Mastodon. I prefer it way more than Mastodon. Can I just say that? Like, it looks very nice. Well, it looks very much more modern. It's not necessarily old looking, Mastodon, but it's just a bit dull. But maybe a bit outdated, but this is a lot better looking, in my opinion. Of course, people will have different opinions, but it's quite good and it's quite fast. Compared to, like, it's not as slow as you think. I mean, it's lagging a bit, but it might be just because I'm recording this. I'm not on like a particularly powerful system. So you've got all of these cool things. Look at all these settings. There's so many settings. You've got a thing called drives. It's basically a really you can just put these images into neatly organized folders. For example, all of these were posts, so I can just put them into the posts folder, and then of course I can edit stuff like the alt text here. I've already done the alt text on all of these. I do alt text on all of these, so don't worry, I don't, but I can always add them later or maybe tweak it a bit. But I think the main things are the fact that there's a 3,000 character limit. So if I were to type, oh yeah, you've got the number up here. There's a 3,000 character limit on here, and it's quite cool. Got these cat ears as well, animal ears. I guess it'd be more like, it's not. They say it's cat ears, but I think those look more like foxes. Yeah, it's quite cool. I do recommend Kalki. The only downsides is really, since people just seem to think the Fediverse is just Mastodon, Mastodon clients, there's like 9 billion Mastodon clients, 9 billion things for the Fediverse, but not 9 billion things for all the other Fediverse stuff, which is a problem. So that's why I want to try and say there's more to the Fediverse than Mastodon. So Kalki, I think it's quite good. It's better than Mastodon. And yeah, Apparently, also the servers for Kalki is significantly lighter than Mastodon. Apparently, I've not been able to set stuff up. So yeah. Now the next thing is PeerTube. So PeerTube is a fediverse version of YouTube. And let's see. So I mean, you can follow stuff and it might appear on your timeline. However, I've had more problems with this. Like other people's profiles don't count, but you should be able to follow other accounts from PeerTube instances. Now, as you can see, I'm using an instance called Diode Zone. It's quite nice. Now, some of the features of PeerTube that I think really does make it a very nice experience is, first off, you can synchronize between your YouTube channels. That is a massive feature. It means I don't have to upload stuff manually. It's automatically done. I've got all of these videos. I didn't even press this publish button. I just did it. And that's what makes it really good. Well, one of the features. It syncs all onto my channels. And you can have multiple channels. I don't have multiple channels. I've only got this one. Like if I were to have multiple channels, I could just have it synchronized on like that channel synchronized on that channel and so on and so on. It's quite nice. And the player, although it's a bit broken, I don't know why, but playing stuff on here has just been absolutely a buggy mess. There's quite a lot of features. It's trying to ignore it. Okay, I can't really show you it, but of course there's subtitle supports. There's no limit to. Well, there doesn't appear to be really a limit to like what resolution it is and stuff. Now there are disadvantages to it. So I think the first one is syncing, works. However, if you were to update, I don't know, like the thumbnail, if I were to add these thumbnails to these videos, I'd have to also update them here, and same applies with like titles, tags, subtitles, etc., which is quite annoying. However, it's not a massive pain, but it is a bit of an inconvenience. Next sort of disadvantages, it's not really much to be honest, is the UI. I honestly think it's really not that great. And I've not bothered to make any custom CSS, but I really should, shouldn't I? But the UI, it looks quite cool. Now there are things that I think is a bit confusing. So as you can see, it says account Flowgrow. Up here, I've got 7 subscribers and 102 videos. That's the account that has the channel also Flowgrow. I think it really needs to sort of make it more clear what the difference between them is. So I believe how it works is 7 subscribers mean they're subscribed to all of my channels. So they'll get all of my videos there. But this, if I were to have multiple channels, they should get all of my videos. Whilst these 5 subscribers is just for that channel. It really does need a bit more of an explanation. Another thing that I think's really lacking compared to YouTube is analytics. There's like none. All you really get is this. It's not very useful. It's not really telling you what's going on. There's no way adjustment for time period. Doesn't give a number. well, it gives a number here, but if they were to add, time adjustment, they'd have to make it the number be somewhere else, like down here or something, because it's just not very good. And finally, my final criticism for this is going into here. By default, is sorted by recently added. Now, this isn't actually much of a problem anymore, as I've got most of my videos from YouTube transferred over here. But if I were to scroll down a bit, you see these videos here. These are old videos, They're like, from 2020 or whatever. So if I were to go in here, it says published a month ago. However, it's got a nice thing called originally published. That's cool. It works. It gives you the original publication date. And then what else? There's a way to filter it, sort it out by the publication date. Look, boom. And if I scroll down, you can see it's in publication date. Why isn't this the default? That's the better question. Just make this the default. So yeah, that's pretty much PeerTube. It's quite good. It's got subtitles, it's got, speed adjustment, it's got everything really for a player. But managing the channels, it's a bit of a pain. Next, PixelFed. Now, if I'm being honest, this is the one that I've definitely used the least, as you can see. I've just been really lazy, essentially. That's really what's going on. But PixelFed, it's not bad. Well, I don't really have much experience, but it's like Instagram, essentially, but fediverse. And it's quite cool. You got your thing here. Now, the one criticism that I do have, the new design's not that great. I actually prefer the older design. Looks nicer. I prefer, stuff. It doesn't look ugly, unlike Mastodon or Dio, I'd say. But it's not like particularly modern either, and that's what I like about it. But if you were to go on like I don't know, here, it redirects you to the new one. Why can't you just? Oh, it's annoying. And also, there's no dark mode for the old one, and they're probably going to get rid of it. Let's be real. Now there are other stuff that I've missed out, and the main reason is I don't really know much about them. So you've got stuff such as Pleroma, Lemmy. We've also got Acoma, which is a fork of Pleroma, and of course also Kalki is a fork of Miski. So if you're looking for stuff that supports Kalki, look for stuff that supports Miski. It should pretty much just work. Now, you've also got plenty of forks of Mastodon, of course. Now, I'm going to give a nice, useful website called joinfediverse.wiki. It's just a useful website for finding out stuff to do with the Fediverse. Got all of your Fediverse projects here. Doesn't list forks, I don't think. Don't think if these are forks of stuff. But there's plenty of stuff. As you can see, I was on the calculator. It's got all of the information you need, like, what's the character limit, admin decision. That should probably really say, 3,000, but configurable. That would probably be more ideal, but yeah. So, that's pretty much it. This is how Fediverse works. And yeah, thanks for watching. Goodbye.